So, okay, this because you just said a lot of things that I'm going through right now in real time. I'm coming out of a season where I've never not had confidence. I've never my confidence, my boldness, my voice, my personality, that's what got me here.
Yeah.
And then I went through a season where I was muted, cancellation and this and that. And like you said, validation from other people. You can say she's not funny, she's not cute. I don't care about that. But when you question my character and the person I am, that bothers me.
Same.
Because on the opposite end, I'm truly working so hard to be the best person, and everybody's not going to see your heart. And I'm working through that. Like, okay, just please God, not people. I have to tell myself that every day, right? So I lost my voice because I felt like every time I spoke, I was on a blog for something negative, and all the comments were negative. I lost my confidence because, now when I walk in a room, do y'all think I'm a plagiarist or do you think I'm funny?
Right.
Like,
right.
I have anxiety.
Right.
Do you think I am a bitch because I don't want to date men that have a 9-to-5? Or do you think I'm this funny comedian? Because for 4 years, before I took off, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, about 4 or 5 years, I was the millennial Black queen of comedy on social media.
Right.
You could not mention a millennial Black woman that was funny without mentioning B Simone. And you still can't.
Right.
We're the first generation of social media celebrities.
Yeah.
We're the first generation of this. Nobody has ever done this before us. We are the first generation of using social media to catapult, and by no means, he's not an influencer. If you don't know Russ, this man
no, but I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
though? Like, I come from social media, my comedy, right? I had never felt the opposite end of not being liked publicly.
Yeah.
And that is when I was like, this is absolutely insane. This is real. I never understood girls that be like, I'm not confident. I'm like, you're beautiful. You're this.
Right.
What do you mean? Girl, smile and come on. Like, why are you nervous? Why do you have anxiety? That's fucking weird. Like, you're fly as fuck. Like, and then I went through it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is absolutely insane. I'm still coming out of that.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I watch every episode. Like, did I say something that's going to be on the Shade Room?
Right.
Like, okay.
You're living on eggshells.
Fucking eggshells. And me being free and open and confident is what got me to this point.
I know.
How do you get back to that person? Because
I ask my therapist that question probably once every 2 weeks.
Still. The 2016 and 17 Russ, yes, fix the holes, fix the gaps. But that guy, parts of that guy, his confidence, his boldness, him walking into a room with his head held high is what got you here.
For sure.
You don't want to lose 100% of that man.
No, you just want to polish the edges.
It.
Yeah, so, it's so tough. It's tough because what you're doing right now is what I'm still coming out of is bracing for impact at all times.
I will kick you.
Your nervous system feels like that's how it feels.
Did I say something wrong?
It's such a, it's such a visceral feeling. It's like, that's why, so I'll pass on advice my mentor has given me.
Please, what the therapist say? So I don't have to pay for another session.
He said,
you tell me
this is the year of doing hard shit.
Okay.
Because he told me and I agreed. So, he's so spot on. He said, things that maybe were easier for you in the past are maybe not so easy now because you're having to face them being the authentic version of yourself. And that's scary because you don't know how that's going to be received. But the evolution of you is on the other side
of that.
God. Yeah. And so, for example, this interview, any interview, it's not personal. I did the Andrew Schultz interview. In my head, I'm talking to my manager. I'm like, fuck, bro, I don't know. Like, I don't want to do it. Because like in interviews, like there's so many things that could go wrong. Yeah. I could say this, I could say that.
And then they take 1 minute clip out
and then it's over with.
Hour. What?
And it's like, why? I can just sit in my house.
And not say anything.
But then I'm fine.
You're not walking in your purpose.
And I'm not growing. And then I'm mad that I'm not growing. Well, then which one is it? So things like this, these are hard for me to do because guess what? I don't have the overcompensation to rely on anymore.
My God.
I don't have the arrogance to rely on. I have to just be like, yeah, I'm nervous. Yeah. And it's like, how do you do that and make it cool?
By doing that.
Yeah.
That's so cool to me.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It's like, it's tough though, right?
I love you so much. You're like, yeah, I'm fucking nervous.
Because in the past, I would have just been like, I would have came in here and done way too much.
Okay.
Super too much to hide.
Straight off the walk-ins.
Off the walk-in.
Like, give me an example.
I don't even know. I would have been turned, just energy-wise, just like arrogance. And I don't want to paint the previous version of me to be this like insane whatever. But I don't know. I just wasn't as comfortable being my authentic self as I am now.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen that archetype succeed.
Yeah.
And that's the tough thing for us, for people in the public.
Man.
It's like, if you don't see your archetype reflected in the field you're trying to get into, you're like, well, I can't be me then. Let me pick that archetype.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I mean by even like, let me go to the strip clubs and throw 50,000. It's like, why the fuck am I doing that?
Why?
I don't want to do that. Well, I'm doing that because like, well, I've seen that archetype work.
And it works for them.
And so it works
I feel like
for them.
I have to do this, especially
so maybe
in
it'll
this
work
industry.
for me. Yeah, especially in this. So maybe it'll work for me. If I do this and my song's in the clubs and I throw money,
and that's
surely they'll fuck with me.
God. And my therapist said this recently. It goes back to the healing. Like you said, forcing yourself to do the hard things.
Yeah.
She was like, I'd rather go and be scared of what's going to happen than stay and be scared of, I'm just more scared of what's going to happen if I stay.
Yeah.
So I just go.
The what if.
Because the staying,
yeah,
I already know I'm being stagnant and I don't want to know what's going to happen if I stay here. I'm more scared of that than what's going to happen if I just go.
That's real.
I cannot stay here and be stagnant.
Yeah.
I have to do the hard things.
That's real.
But like you just said, you put on this facade as this person, the 50, the 20, the bands. And
there was times,
And I'm thinking back, was I never I feel like I've been my true, I don't ever feel like I've had to put, but listen.
All of those versions of me at that time, I felt like was me.
You felt like was you.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking back, I was like, well, when you were people pleasing
and
you weren't setting boundaries and you weren't speaking up for yourself, you weren't being your fucking self.
Right.
Because you wanted to say no.
Right. But you said yes.
But you said yes. You didn't want to go, but you put everybody else first. You didn't not speaking up for yourself is also not being yourself.
True.
And not being that person that you truly have been called to be in that moment.
Yeah.
Because like when you're saying that, I'm like thinking about the times I threw money at the club. I'm like, I didn't do that. I think I really wanted to do that.
I really wanted to do it at the time.
I didn't think like.
No, at the time I thought it was awesome, but I look back and I can assess like what the deeper
why.
The why.
The why.
I know the why.
The why.
The why, and this is what it's about. It's about alignment. The why was out of alignment with who I am. Meaning,
Jesus, your core values.
Yeah, I was doing that for approval and validation. I don't need to do that. Because put it like this, if someone had told me prior to doing that, hey, you're going to go to the strip clubs in Atlanta and spend and throw 300 grand in 7 days and no one's going to give a fuck. No one's going to listen to the song more. I would have stayed home. I would have stayed home. What the fuck? I'm not going there because like, I love giving y'all 50 grand. What the fuck?
I wouldn't have did
it. It's transactional in my head. I'm doing it because I'm thinking that this is what I need to do to fit into the archetype that's going to get me back approval and claps and validation. And now they'll think I'm cool. And I've always envied people who at least come off like they figured out how to be authentic early on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm so
envious. At the beginning.
Yeah, I'm so envious of people like that. I'm like, damn, man, like, how did you have this figured out that early? And
you're so mad at yourself that you didn't do that.
Yeah, oh my God.
Stop it.
I know, I need to.
You need to look at your baby pictures and be like, I love you.
I know, I've done that therapy exercise.
Have you? Yeah. My baby picture is my cover. I'm like, she deserves the world. And she did the best she could.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a screensaver on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I'll be looking at her like, I love you.
I know.
You are.
Because when we do those like kind of exercises and it's like, and I visualize like my younger self, even the back cover of my album Santiago is like, it's me now. And it's like the younger version of me looking like terrified. And then that cloaked figure is my shadow. Like, and when you get into like shadow work, like Carl Jung and all the shadow shit. Cause like there is a constant terrified boy, little boy. That's constantly just
little baby.
That I'm constantly having to be like, it's all good.
Yeah.
But no one ever told him it's okay. Yeah. And once again, not that my parents didn't love me or anything like that.
For sure.
But there was moments where I needed empathy and grace, and I needed reassurance of certain things. And, you know, I said on a new song, it's like, I'm 30 now. My dad can't be bothered to help. I got to learn to father myself. Because like that inner child, like that's my job now.
Yeah.
Now it's my job to like,
it's your responsibility.
You're freaking out, which is causing me to freak out. So it's okay.
All right.
Fucking told you.
12-year-old?
Relax.
Now I'm freaking out. I'm fucking 34. How old are you?
31.
Russ.
Oh, God.
I'm 34.
For real?
Yeah.
You're glowing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
How do you feel being like, what do we think about our 30s right now? I love
the
it.
Best years of my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I want a family, I want a boyfriend, I want a husband, I want kids. But then I'm like, when I thought thank God I wasn't a wife. Thank God I wasn't a mom. Thank God I wasn't in a committed relationship. It would have made somebody hate women. Like,
right.
Like
there'd be two dudes with podcast mics right now.
They're probably out there. Don't be using me for clickbait, nigga. I already said sorry. I apologize to everybody I heard now. But
you did your 12 steps.
I did my 12 steps to healing. I done wrote letters and burned them. I don't know what else.
Right. I saged.
That shit don't work.
Right.
I'm like, these spirits still in here. these demons ain't leaving. But yeah, I'm so proud of who I'm becoming, but I don't want to get comfortable with like, oh, keep unlayering, baby, because you done did 2 years of healing and you're 34.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of years of trauma and toxicity and things that you have to unlearn. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
So the older I get, the better I feel, the more healed I feel, the more the veil is taken off. My spiritual eyes are opening up. I see things less fleshly and more spiritual. I can see people instantly like, daddy issues. Oh, love. And it's also because I started to see that in me.
Yeah.
So I just see people on a more spiritual than fleshly vision now. And it's just different. But that also is because of my relationship with Christ now is growing so rapidly it's just phenomenal.